Oops. Right now, Sam and I are about to whip up a couple of cocktails. I'm making a gin and a garden produce inspired one, and Sam's going to make a delicious rum based one. So you're welcome to have a go at trying these out. Let us know what cocktails you've created yourself. And then we're going to take you guys over to the bus, show you what we've been working on this last week or two, and then talk through some of the ideas and plans that we have for the bus coming up. Let's do this.
That's it. First.
Fresh gin. Oh, a bit of bitters.
Yeah.
Did you know bitters is one of the most alcoholic? I can't open this.
Oh, that's way too much. That doesn't matter.
I still can't open
Do you
this.
want a hand?
Yes, please. Oh, got it.
Yeah, you got this.
This is just make your whole drink, and I'm still here trying to open the gin. 1, 2, 3. This is my muddling. Yum. Alright, lemon. Grapefruit. Oh my god, I'm just getting this everywhere. Lucky we're doing it outside.
I'm done.
I'm just about. Well, after I taste it.
We should taste each other's drinks first.
I'd like to.
Yeah. No, I mean first.
Oh, well, no, you've already tasted yours.
Just because I need to know what I need to add.
Yeah, well, so I can taste it.
Yeah, alright. Fair call. Oh yeah?
We should show them.
I think yours definitely gets the presentation award.
Oh god.
Ooh.
Gorgeous. I want to take one.
You told me to take them because we're going to go taste them on the bus. Yeah.
Let's go home.
Still on a bit of angle. It's fine.
Ah, it's alright. Alright, let's try our cocktails. Did you guys see how beautiful they look? Oh, you can't see the flowers without me tipping it over.
I took footage of it.
Stop.
Okay, we're tasting each other's. Alright, so as far as aesthetics go, Dice smashes mine out of the park. I think mine looks really appealing.
Yours looks manly. You know, of the two drinks, which one would a man be happier to drink?
This
It's not
one?
going to be the pink one with the flowers on top.
Looks like fairy floss. It's delicious.
It does. Taste.
I like that.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Tastes like candy.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. That's what I was going for. This
Oh,
is
no.
delicious. The mint is too much, but I don't really like mint.
Thanks.
But it's like that has multiple layers to it. It has like a initial taste, an aftertaste, and a fizz. Like I think that one's delicious. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was going for.
Yeah.
Yep. Just that like holiday kind of refreshing.
Holiday drink.
Let's talk bus.
Let's talk the bus. We've done a bit of work on it this last week. We've reignited the passion to get things working. And I think half the reason for that is the warmer, less raining weather that we've had. Like, the windows are officially sealed.
Yes, I've officially done the job of sealing the outside. Now I just need to touch up little bits.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing with most people that do the windows in their bus and have leaks. You fix it, and then there's a few things that you still have to keep coming back to as you discover new like little cracks. So they're pretty much done. We've sanded the floors. Sam finished it off and it's looking amazing. How good do the floors look? Yay! Hi, Eris. So watch out for the hole in the floor. Like a clean slate to put our plane down on.
Yeah, it kind of feels real looking at the floor, how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Now that the bus is sealed enough that we can move to the next stage, the plan is to get the water tanks in. I kind of want to prioritize everything under the floor of the bus because right now we have a giant hole behind us, so that's really convenient for working under it.
Which you can't see behind his big butt.
Yeah. So once those tanks go in, that's most of the work outside of the luggage compartment done. So the luggage compartment is going to be where the gas and the electricity are going, and the water tanks are hanging under the bus. Once they're in, we can put the floor in, and then we can start talking about like where things are actually physically going to go.
Yeah, the internals and things. So one big plan that we have for the bus is, as Sam mentioned, things like electrical, plumbing, tanks, all of that is going to be external. So it's all going to be underneath the bus. We've got quite a bit of space under there, as well as the storage bays on Sam's side. But we also have the space on this side to be able to put the tanks underneath. And that way we're not taking up any space inside the bus.
Okay. So what we want to talk about today, though, is the dreams that we have about it and what will make it our home.
This video is more so just a collection of all of our dreams, the things that ideally we want to make happen in some way, whether it's straight away or into the future. And I think this will just be a great video for us to look back on.
Yeah.
Like once the bus is all built and be like, oh yeah, we totally made that happen, or oh my gosh, that was ridiculous, can't believe we thought of that. But for right now, these things are important and things that we want to be featured in our bus.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what we achieve, or like even what we thought would be a good idea but turned out to be a terrible idea.
Yeah.
So I just kick off. First thing on the list is music and gaming. Essentially my like alone cave zone, which is my computer room, my music room. It's really important to me that I'm able to continue to create music, practice, have my like own space to do that, so I'm not just annoying Di on the couch. And my plan is to actually do that at the front of the bus in the captain's chair and be able to convert the driver's seat also into a desk that'll have a place for my computer. It's a little bit more for once we've done our big trip and we're stationary, but I think that's going to be really important.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people use the front of the bus area to create like a loft, and so that could be a really good way to at least store things and then be able to bring them down as you need.
Yeah, that vertical space will definitely get used, whether for storage or not, but
yeah.
Shotgun.
I think it's really important to be able to reuse a lot of the furniture that we have already bought for the house. So things like our couch, our bed, our kitchen island, a lot of our furniture from inside, we want to be able to reuse it here and just try to make it more functional for the space that we're working with.
Yeah. Like we kind of always had that plan too. So when we were designing the bus and like roughly how we want the floor plan to be, we had taken into account that, you know, we want an L-shaped kitchen, so therefore we're going to use our island that we currently own to be the centerpiece of that kitchen. And we bought that with that in mind as well. So that's really important.
Of course, with our bus though, we have the curved walls. So when we do bring that furniture in, we're planning on building it into what we have going on in the bus and then being able to put storage underneath. Because in a bus, one thing that keeps being said is that storage is king, and the more places you can kind of tuck things away in, like a loft or even storage underneath the couch or under a bed, is priority. So that's something we're going to be trying to do as well.
Absolutely.
Lifting our couch up and then being able to store things underneath and underneath the bed. So we're going to have the bed at the very back of the bus. And again, we're going to lift it so that we can have the dog sleep underneath the bed.
Yeah, it's good because only one of our dogs, the old man, is actually allowed in the bed at all. So it just makes sense to make it so that they have a place they can sleep. Then we can store stuff there as well, like dog stuff we can store down there.
Yeah, exactly. And we kind of want to make it a big enough space that in the future, you know, a kid can sleep under there, or even we can go under there and like put a projector out and be able to have a little movie night. Shove the child under the bed.
Here's your cave.
All right, another big dream that we have is to do with a garden. I feel like I should have left this one till the end.
Like when we were negotiating, yeah, really, it's a big problem.
Well, I can.
No, it's fine. When we were first talking about getting the bus, I just remember having this conversation with Diane. She's just like, well, I have to be able to have a garden. I'm like, but we're going to be on the road. She's like, yeah, I have to be able to have a garden. And I'm like, how is that going to be possible? And she's like, I don't care, Sam, make it happen. And it's just still on the list and I've got to make it happen and I have no idea.
At some point, I even tried to convince him that having chickens on the road would be a good idea. But after a few deep conversations, he talked me out of it. But as far as a garden goes, there's a few potential ideas that I have for it. So we're planning on building out the top of the bus. So outside on the top, potentially having a little garden space up there with things like little greenhouses or a similar structure that protects them from wind and movement. Alternatively, having it in the kitchen. I saw this really cool idea where you have the sink and then there's like a little herb garden bed behind it. And that way you can water it really easily. You can access it anytime you need and it looks beautiful.
Well, actually as well, we were talking about having our dishes on a rack above the sink as well, as like that's going to be our drip tray, because we're really lazy with drying dishes. We are air dryers.
We're terrible.
Sure. Yeah. So it makes sense for us in our lifestyle. It's both of us have the habit. So we're going to do that over. And as well, if that's deep enough, then, and we are planning on using all natural, like our grey water is going to be able to be used on gardens. So we'll be able to drip straight into the herb garden.
My grandparents actually have this in their kitchen where you open a cupboard and in that cupboard there's like slats and that's where all the dishes go, which is right above the sink. So instead of it dripping right into the sink and just going into grey water, or why not have it drip onto a garden which can drink all that water?
Yeah. We've got a couple of ideas how we can space out the garden so there's a bit here and a bit there and a bit here. And like the dream is to walk into the bus and like only be able to see a certain amount of the walls and ceiling for the greenery that's in there. You know, like we want to be walking into it like a garden. That's the dream.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is our waste. So it's really important to us that we don't do like chemical dumping and all that kind of stuff. We want to, you know, you guys know we're all about sustainability. So we're going to be doing a composting toilet, but you also don't want to be carrying our waste through the kitchen and lounge room to take it outside, which is, you know,
how most of them function.
Yeah. So the plan is based on the floor plan and how we've kind of designed things, to have a chute that drops down to a compartment that we can access from below the bus.
Yeah, so it goes through the floor, down, and then can be accessed externally.
Exactly, yeah. So then that gives us opportunity down the line to change things if we want to. While we're on the road, it means we can, you know, have a larger space to build up over time in case we don't have the opportunity to dump.
Literally.
Yeah. It also gives us the opportunity to create a system down the line or make it much easier for us to access that waste to be able to turn it into biofuel down the line. Because like you can imagine if you wanted to start creating biofuel or composting for gardens, trekking that through the house every single week. This way we can do it in bulk.
Yeah, because the thing with the bus is that we need to think of it in two ways. So first and foremost, it's our home and we wanted to have all of these features that are practical for us long term. But then we also need to think of it in the sense of we're going on a big trip around Australia, and so we need to have it function and not have things fall off or break or damage in the process. So we have our ideas of what it's going to be like in the beginning while we go on our trip, and then how we would like to improve it so that we can live off grid in our bus.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, the next thing that we have on our list is it goes back to the garden and potentially having it on the roof On the roof, we also want to have a deck space. So we will have solar panels up there, but at least half of the wall we want to turn into a deck so that we have more external space so we can go out there and maybe do yoga or chill out, sunbake, all of the things.
Get away from the loud guitar, you know.
Get away from the dogs. So along with the deck on top of the bus, we want to be able to access it from inside. And we're lucky enough in our bus that we have 2, what are they called? Emergency exits. And if we plan out our bathroom wall properly, then we'll be able to use the door as kind of like a staircase or a ladder up onto the roof. And that would be really cool.
Yeah, it'll be a tight squeeze for me, I think, but it'll be fun.
You can go around. We can do one on the outside as well.
Cool. So we love watching YouTube, surprise, surprise, and consuming media. We love movies, all that kind of stuff. It's our wind down time. So we do plan on having our television in the bus. We originally were planning on having it like a hidden one that comes out on a mechanism when you hit a button.
Which would have been so cool and then takes away that like clutter because it disappears.
Yeah. But likely we're going to just mount it on some kind of arm. Yeah, like a swivel thing or an arm so that we can kind of lock it into position when we're driving, but also move it to wherever we want it to be. You know, like we can move it so it's facing straight down the bus so you could see it from the kitchen, or we can have it diagonally facing the couch if we're lounging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that we're putting in that area as well, and something that I think is just such a cool idea, and I think I've only seen it in 1 or 2 buses, but I really want to include like a chalkboard wall or a bit of a border at the top of the bus above the television, and every person that we meet along the way on our journey, anyone that visits our bus or we visit with our bus, we want them to write like a little message on this chalkboard so that you guys that are part of our journey can be a part of our bus as well, and an amazing memory to have of the whole trip.
Absolutely. Yeah. The next one is a barn door for the bathroom. So we want to be able to close off the bathroom for obvious reasons, but we didn't want a door that would kind of get in the way. We wanted to be able to slide into the cavity and disappear. That one's still... that's definitely a dream, and that we would like to make that happen. Depending on how the walls end up being planned out, like what fridge we decided to go with and how the space works out, that might change. We might change to a door that kind of closes off the bedroom and the bathroom, or I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's
still in the works. But the idea with the barn door is, as I mentioned earlier, it can be used like a staircase to go up to like the loft area or the deck area. But then also on the other side, on the bathroom side, you can have shelving and storage that way, that when the bus is moving, you open the door, you latch it, and all of those things are safe. They're not going to fall out of place. Come here. There you go. We got it. Okay.
All right, so the next point is also a really convenient one for us because it means saving a ton of money, and also lines up with that passion, which is recycling and reusing things. So we really like the wood and rustic aesthetic, so we're going to be going with mainly pallet wood, pine, and we're going to be varnishing it, burning it, sealing it in whatever way, and then trying to utilize as much recycled material for different parts of the bus as we possibly can. Like, I don't want a plaster wall. I want corrugated iron, you know, to seal it in.
And we talked about this a bit, that when we finish the bus off as a project, something that will make us feel really proud and accomplished is being able to say, like, we saved so much money because we reuse things that would otherwise have gone to waste. You guys know us, you've been watching us for a year or 2. Let us know down below how long you've watched us for. But you know that something we're super passionate about is reusing things or using what you already have. And I think this is a message and a theme that's going to go throughout our bus.
Yeah. And the other thing is that once we do that, we're going to really end up with a bus that is ours. Like, that the only pieces of furniture or the only aesthetics that are going to be in the bus are the furniture that we painstakingly made to fit in.
Yeah.
And the rest is going to look like, our hands were on it. And I think that's just really special. I think it's going to make it way more homely.
And to go along with this, I have a few pieces that I want to put in the bus that really showcase the area we're coming from, but also go along with the line of using what we already have. And some of those things are collecting seashells from our local beaches and being able to use them as a tile for the bathroom or as a feature wall. Using bottle caps, which by the way, we should start saving now, but using bottle caps as a splashback behind like the oven or something like that. So using a lot of what we have so that we're not having to buy new things. Even I've seen like people using driftwood for handles, and I think that's so eclectic and beautiful and a feature that I really want to have in our bus too.
Well, you need to have more doors then.
Well, I'm thinking like kitchen cupboards and things. Yeah, we are going to have a lot of open shelves, but I'll find a way. Even like a buff, even like a towel hanger made of driftwood.
Oh yeah. Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, or
I just
like
had
hooks.
this image in my head of like this stainless steel fridge with this driftwood handle.
Just rip the handle off. Another really cool idea or project that we have for the bus is to get around towns and things. Taking a bus along with you to small towns can be a bit tricky. Sometimes you do need to park on the outer skirts and then make your way in. And originally we were thinking of trying to not mount, how would you get the car attached?
Tow.
We would tow a car, and this could still be an option, but it makes our bus too long, and so then we need a different registration for it. So our alternative is to actually get a couple of electric bikes, and those will be powered by the solar on the roof, and then we'd be able to bike into town.
It's more about towing the car is going to be quite expensive. And it's kind of like lining up with our morals. We don't, we've got the bus to be able to travel from place to place. And we just need transport that we can explore within the vicinity of where we're going to be. Plus, we don't have to pay for fuel for an electric bike. And
yeah.
The cost to mount it to the bus is way cheaper. It just seems way more.
Room.
Yeah.
Just seems like the practical approach.
Yep.
Yeah. A few ideas into the future. I would love to get gutters going on the bus, but it's just not practical to collect water that way while the bus is moving. So definitely when it's stationary, there'll be a few more options for that, as well as a fireplace inside. So there's definitely a few luxuries that we're going to have to compromise on while we go on our trip, but we would love to put in to be able to have a complete off-grid system for our bus in the future too.
Yeah, there's tons of things that Diane's going to have to compromise on,
So many
I'm getting all
things.
my things.
All right, well, I truly hope that you enjoyed the video today and some of the ideas that we have going for this little bus of ours, how to turn it into our home and make it comfy for us.
Yeah. The tanks are coming in any day now. And that's really exciting because once the floor's sealed, then we just start building up.
Building in.
Start building.
Yeah, I need to start thinking about the paint on the outside. I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of things inside for a while I will have to find my place on the outside. Maybe I'll get up on that ceiling and wash it off on the roof.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely more ideal. The roof's made from carbon fiber, guys, so like I'm 95 kilos. I'm not really too keen to climb onto the roof and put a
braces.
hole. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. Whereas Diane's
I'm dainty.
Yeah. All right, well, in conclusion, it's the end of 2022 and our goal is to be in the bus at the end of 2023. So
yes, which I just so politely just put out there.
Yeah, I know. Which was always my goal anyway. It has to be done by the time we get married. And that end of 2023 is a good buffer zone. So, future Sam and Di, did you get the job done?
You better have.
Yeah, I'm certain they will have.
Alright, tune in tomorrow, guys, for another Vlogmas video. We are about to head off to Sydney for a couple of days. So that's going to be a really fun, festive filled day.
Cool. Thanks, guys.